In the cabinet shop, we've got a situation that concerns rectangles and squares fighting against trapezoids. In this video, I'm going to explain what's going on and what can be done about it. Rectangles look typically like the one I drew, and the squares are squares. Trapezoid typically are of two kinds, one side slanted or both sides slanted. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is that you can nest squares and rectangles into each other. Let me show you what I mean by nesting. In this square, you can fit cute little squares like this. And you can fit that into an even larger square, either centered, or the square could be offset like so, just like that much of a square. So this square shoved into one corner of this one here, also fine. Nested squares, same of course works with rectangles. You can start with a 1x2 rectangle and you can have it nested in the corner of another one. Let's make it that big. You get the idea. And the little rectangles will perfectly fit into a larger rectangle with no extra space left. So if this is the original rectangle of 2 units, there's another one, another one, another one, and one on its short side there. So nesting rectangles and squares both have square corners, 4 of them. They can be nested without a problem. Trapezoids could also be nested in each other if they are enlarged. You know, this one could be fitting into a larger one, like, you get the idea. But you can't nest squares and rectangles into a trapezoid. So what happened in the cabinet shop, this is what apprentices do. If you build your cabinet body out of square, here is a typical cabinet body. Now, so far so good. It should be a perfect rectangle, yes, into which you should be able to fit square drawers like so. One here, another one here. Say, how about another drawer here with some drawer pulls mounted on it, another one here, and one longer one on the bottom. Yeah, not a problem. But if you make your cabinet body a trapezoid here, what are you gonna do with this triangular space? That's what the problem is. So controlling squareness of a cabinet, it is really important. So realistically, you just have to measure accurately. If this one is, I don't know, 30, just 30, anything, whatever. And if this one is up here, from here to here is 31, you know you have yourself a trapezoid, and it's never gonna be fixed because you can't nest rectangles and squares into it. This trapezoid can be trapezoid like one side slanted down, one side slanted up. It could be 2 sides and slanted down, or it could be 2 sides, I don't know, slanted, whatever, any amount of random number. The rectangles and squares will not fit without having a little triangle that don't go away. Now, by definition, trapezoids have 1 or 2 corners smaller than 90 degrees, and the related shape is a parallelogram. It's possible to build a parallelogram cabinet body. Something like this would be a typical parallelogram, where you could fit drawers in here with their drawer knobs on it, and again, what do you do with this triangular space there and this triangular space there? In this case, your cabinet body will be 30 from here to here and 30 from here to here. But if your corners are not square, you might be building a parallelogram, and you don't know until you check it for square. Now, if you make your drawers, of course, square, and you start building it together, and you see that you have triangular little spaces around your drawers. I'm going to show you how this looks like in a cabinet shop. But let me draw you here a math variant of this one. So you can't nest squares and rectangles into either a trapezoid or a parallelogram. We have here a trapezoid cabinet body here, larger one. I don't know, this one is not square here at the lower corner, so this is less than 90 degrees there. It is possible to put square and rectangular drawers into this one. Ouch, what do you do with that tiny little gap there? It's gonna show up next to your drawer there, and you could be making a drawer here, and this 2.5 by 2 squares in there. And here is another square that you can run a little bit longer here to this point, and it comes down there. So it's gonna be 2 squares and then half a square there, and I don't know, a quarter of a square there, because you're trying to fill your cabinet this way. You have again the same size of cute little triangle here, and these do not go away even if you try to, like I said, enlarge. Like this drawer, the width of this drawer is larger than the width of this drawer, slightly, because you're trying to get rid of large triangular spaces. So fighting triangles or finding triangles is a problem that's never going to go away. Not only the face of the cabinet will look bad, because you can't nest squares and rectangles into a trapezoid or a parallelogram without having triangles as remainders, but also it's not going to work with your drawer slides as well. I'll show you how it looks like in a cabinet shop. We have a few specimens, always built by apprentices, that are not square and imprecisely cut. So let me show you how it looks like when you have another piece added to your cabinet gables. And let's draw it here. Say you have a cabinet. I'll show you how this looks like in the shop. And I'm just gonna make it like so. So 2 units there, 2 units longer in one direction, and of course it's not square at that corner, so you have to check all 4 corners. And it is possible to have one vertical piece here for your drawers, so you can mount your drawer slides here behind. I don't know, could be bottom mount or center mount, whatever, drawer slides. So if you have a double trapezoid looking like this, so this smaller trapezoid here, and this is again the corner that isn't square, so this is 1 unit out here, so this is 3 and this is 4, and on this longer one this is 6, and that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. So 6 by 8 and the 3 by 4, whatever trapezoid. So you might find yourself painting yourself into a corner where you're trying to fit your drawer here, and you have a wonderful little useless triangular space that's extremely ugly and obvious, and then you have another drawer beneath it, and that's gonna have another triangular space there, and the same repeats over here where you have another triangular space there and another triangular space there, and then you try to make your next drawer, whatever, all the way out. Of course it's never going to fit somewhere. You see now you have in this trapezoid, inside the trapezoid you have a parallelogram situation here, where you have a triangular space here and a triangular space here. These cabinets bodies that are wrong at minute 1 because you haven't checked for square or something is mismeasured about them, they will never work, because you can't stack and nest squares and rectangles into a trapezoid. This cabinet looks like it's a very fine cabinet made with some oak or wooden boards. However, this is a geometric nightmare. The problem is that these drawers here have been cut square. However, the cabinet body, the whole cabinet body, is not square. It's a trapezoid. All the little squares inside this big trapezoid don't fit. You see this here? There is a slide gap, there is a big gap. There is a slide gap, there is a bigger gap. There is a slide gap, there is a huge gap, because this is the side that's tapering out. Now the drawers, to slide in and out flawlessly, it needs the drawer slides to be exactly ½ inch away from the sides of the cabinet. But of course they are not. If one side is tapering as a trapezoid, the drawer slide mounted on the drawer is binding. So they need shims, or they started to fix it with shims like that. This one is also away from the cabinet gable, because they just wouldn't work if the drawer slide was flat against the cabinet gable here. So they left a gap there. Same goes for this one, of course, being built. And no, you cannot possibly fit squares or rectangles into a trapezoid and have no triangular gaps. So once you've built yourself a trapezoid cabinet body, what can be done about it? Not a whole lot. Just like you can't spell lacquer, not a whole lot can be done about that once you've wrote it that way. In theory, you could separate the cabinet gable from the top, cut the top shorter to make the trapezoidal feature of it less pronounced. Here is another tapering gap, narrow up top, wider on the bottom. Here is another one, narrow on the bottom, wider up top. And some of these gaps are totally uneven as well. Over here on this side it's wide, on this side it's narrow, on this side it's narrow, on this side you can park a Buick in there. So that's what happens when you can't measure.